Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about lunging. The front lunge can be very problematic for people that have knee pain. If you're having problems with patellar tendonitis, if you're having osteoarthritis, if you're having an ACL issue going on, these can all be problems if you're doing the standard sagittal plane forward lunge. Okay, I know you've had some clients that have had problems with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I even have a client that has osteoarthritis, but we actually tried this lunge that we'll show here in a second, and actually there's no pain at all, no bone pain, just muscle soreness. So really
good pain.
Yeah. And it's the lunge that we're going to focus on, and the way that we're lunging that we're going to focus on is going to take you out of those ranges that are going to put you in to like pressure in the knee. It's going to put you in a more safer positioning as far as your lunge. It'll make it more appropriate, and it's easier for more people to do when you don't like lunging or it's very difficult for you to do so.
Yep. So the first point we're going to talk about is just your standard lunge. Now here I'm demonstrating the standard lunge, and as you can see, my knee is going way far out in front of my toes. This is going to be a problem because all that force is being forced right down into that patellar tendon in that area of the kneecap. That's going to give people problems, especially if they already have substantial knee pain. It's going to be torture on them. And they may be to the point where they're like, I'm done. I'm not going to lunge at all. Yeah. So we have an alternative to that, and it would be the reverse lunge.
Mm-hmm. The reverse lunge that I'm doing, I like to call it the assisted reverse lunge. It can be done with a tricep rope, TRX bands. It's basically just body weight. It's single leg. It helps put you in a better position. The one that I'm doing here is with a rope around just like a squat rack or something that has like something that's holding it up. But you'll see that I just have one single leg down. I'm drawing back with the opposite leg, not putting any pressure through it. All the pressure is through the working leg. I'm pressing through the heel. The shin is straight when I draw back, so there's a lot of appropriate movements in this exercise. And then I switch over to the other leg, so keep the balance going.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that shin is staying vertical, so you're not having that forward displacement of the tibia forward like that.
So draw forward, you don't have any pain in the sides of the knees. In the front, the patella tendon. So if you're working a lot of quads and then you go and you do lunges, you might end up having some soreness up here right above the knee. It's your patellar tendon. So it's that can come up pretty quick.
Yes, there's a lot less knee flexion, but there's a lot more hip flexion actually in this movement, which is going to be really good because a lot of the hip flexion is actually going to drive a lot more tension into the hips, into the glutes of where it should be, instead of down into that knee as you would with a forward lunge.
More glutes, hams, more thigh in or around that gluteus area, so that pressure doesn't go into the knee, and that's exactly what you want, especially if you're doing a ham and glute day. So.
Right. And you're doing one leg at a time, so you're training single leg, which is what we always talk about, addressing imbalances. So. Another good. What's that?
And the stability.
Stability, yeah.
Then of course, like that, the hip hinge is the we always talk about. So it really puts you in a better positioning for your body to use your body a better way than pulling everything up with your back all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. The final thing we're going to show is not just this exercise can be applied not just to a warm up or something that can be done just with no weight at all, but you can actually utilize this as a main exercise in your training. As you see me doing here, I have a plate on the ground to provide the counter force. So I'm pushing through my midfoot and my heel, and I got some weight here on the weight stack. That's about half the stack, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you, and you're having some of that force that's being directed from in front of you. Now you're driving through the heel and the midfoot, and the leg that's down, is doing all the work, and then the back leg comes back, and then it drives through. As you see me extend through the hip, so I'm getting that hip extension, activating the glutes, so I don't just activate the quads, but at the end of the movement, I'm getting the glutes into it.
That's something that I forgot to mention on that other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kick forward on that leg that you draw back is a big part of that move.
Right.
You get a lot of flexion through the ham and the glute, just that whole back end of the leg.
Right, and you want to extend through the hips then at the end of the movement to make sure you really get the full
It's almost
activation.
like a Romanian at the end of the lunge.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right, you're going into full hip extension, which is something that you guys want to make sure you do if you want to get the full maximum benefit out of the movement.
That could even help your deadlift.
Sure, absolutely. Squat, deadlift.
Oh yeah.
Any lower body exercise. This exercise is going to be great for it. So anyway, our guy is back and he's working the lower body this time. He's not just working the arms or the shoulders. He knows it's important to do the lunge. He was having a little bit of problems with his pain in his knee, so he's reverse lunging. Look at that big smile on his face. He's happy.
Yep.
So he's making gains. Look at that quad.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Separation
there. A couple of hairs poking out.
Well,
it's definitely bigger than his arms, so that's good.
Yeah.
And shin bone straight.
Yeah.
So that's why he's happy with intensity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So give this a shot, guys. Hopefully you find it helpful, especially if you have knee pain. I think you guys will definitely find this helpful to implement this into your leg training repertoire. And we will see you guys very soon. We'll see you next week with another video. See ya.